Preparing for a final send-off. New tonight on Our News, live at 7. Grand Bahamians say goodbye to fallen Cabinet Minister and Member of Parliament Obie Wilchcombe. We are live tonight from Grand Bahama. Also, we'll delve into the life and legacy of the late minister ahead of his burial tomorrow, as his Grand Bahama colleague shares plans to honor his legacy. Plus, a man who confessed to raping a woman during her morning walk is convicted. Then in Our News at 7:30, before she's laid to rest tomorrow, we remember the life of Natalie Martinborough, veteran journalist. Our News live at 7 starts right now. A solemn moment in time for Grand Bahamians as they prepare to bid farewell to the late Social Services, Broadcasting and Information Minister Obie Wilchcombe. These pictures from Grand Bahama today, the backdrop for a heartwarming tribute to be paid to a man who dedicated his life to public service. Minister Wilchcombe, known for his charisma and unwavering commitment to the people of the Bahamas, passed away recently, leaving a void in the nation's political landscape. And tomorrow, the people of Grand Bahama will come together to celebrate his life and achievements of this remarkable leader. Welcome to Our News live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Candino Knowles. Wilchcombe's body was flown into Grand Bahama this morning, where he will be buried tomorrow. Flanked by police escort, he was taken from the airport to police headquarters. Our Sasha Lightbourne is on the ground in Grand Bahama for us. Sasha, what can you tell us about what's been happening?
Yes, Candino, thanks so much. We are here at the Bishop Michael Eldon School, where yet another memorial is underway for Obie Wilchcombe. Now, as you said, Wilchcombe's body landed here in Grand Bahama on a Western Air Flight 701 just before 8 a.m. Now, from there, Wilchcombe's body was transported to the Gerald A. Bartlett Complex, which is the police headquarters here in Grand Bahama, where his family was able to view him first. Shortly after that, the viewing was open to government officials as well as the general public, some coming from east and west. We were able to speak to one of Wilchcombe's cousins from Tampa, as well as several others who said he will be remembered by all.
He was for the people, he was for his country, and he made things happen.
My little coupon I get, he didn't stand that for the senior citizen. He didn't stand that. Okay? I get a little more on my coupon, so I praise God for him.
From the first time we met, he was a gentleman, a decent human being, one who would give us heart.
Our team also caught up with Minister for Grand Bahama Ginger Moxie and former Cabinet Minister and Central Grand Bahama MP Nico Grant.
He was the consummate nation builder, activist, and someone who really cared for his people and the people of our country. It's a tough time because he's not just a friend, he's not just a colleague, but he's also family.
When I was awarded the King's Award earlier this year, he calls me to congratulate me and to say how proud he was of me as I was West End's most decorated son.
Officer in charge of the Northern Bahamas, Assistant Commissioner B.K. Bonamy Jr. was also there to pay his respects to Wilchcombe.
He made time for them. He would sit and listen all day. So it means that he really had a care and understanding for the persons in terms of what is needed and what is wanted.
You know, that viewing ended at 5 p.m. So the funeral service is scheduled for 10 a.m. tomorrow at Pro Cathedral of Christ the King. We were able to visit with Canon Norman Lightbourne this morning. We'll bring you more about those last-minute preparations for the funeral service for tomorrow in our 7:30 newscast. Back to you, Candino.
All right, thanks a lot, our Sasha Lightbourne reporting for us from Grand Bahama tonight. And Sasha, we will check back in with you at 7:30. Well, the news of Wilchcombe's death obviously sent shockwaves across the nation, in West Grand Bahama and Bimini in particular. Our Talia Hall takes a look back at the unfolding events following the announcement of his death.
It was news no one expected. On the morning of September 25th, Social Services Minister Obie Wilchcombe was found unresponsive. Immediately, crowds gathered outside the Rand Memorial Hospital in Freeport.
To wake up this morning and find out that our Obie is gone too, oh, blessed Lord, have mercy upon us.
The Prime Minister and his cabinet colleagues soon touched down, visiting the hospital and then on to the PLP headquarters in Freeport for an emotional press conference. Prime Minister Philip Davis recalling how Wilchcombe became rooted in politics through his parents, formally joining politics as a PLP senator in 1994.
He understood politics, and he understood that even if there's differences within the party, you'll never know it from him. He's loyal to the party.
His party and parliamentary colleagues calling him an extraordinary nationalist. Even his political rivals, the Free National Movement, took an opportunity to honor him. From the community of West Grand Bahama that he represented, expressions of grief for a tremendous loss.
But I know he was for the people, you know what I mean?
He was a good man. You take care of people, come take care of them, give them money and everything, he was all right.
Over in Bimini, mourners gathered at the PLP headquarters to remember his life and legacy.
And he wanted to make sure that everyone is doing well, that this is good, that what he left you doing, that if you're still doing that, what is the plans, what are you going to do going forward? These are things that he was interested in.
Former Prime Minister Perry Christie says he was more than a colleague, but a friend who contributed greatly to the tourism industry.
There's no doubt that he was very, very effective in his work for the people of Grand Bahama.
Wilchcombe's daughter, Adia Isaacs, in an interview with Our News only days ago, describing her father's passing as almost unfair in some respects.
It feels a little unfair because it was so shocking.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Atalia Hall.
Save this country with honor and respect. All of your contribution we will never forget. Now everyone will miss you for all that you've done. Obie, you know that we will miss you, everyone. I say goodbye, Obie. We came to say goodbye. A lot of people out here with tears in their eyes. Goodbye, Obie. We came to say goodbye. A lot of people out here with tears in their eyes. Them people down in Western.
From a tribute posted on social media in honor of the late cabinet minister, it's just one of many we've seen pouring in since his death earlier this month. Back on Grand Bahama, the Administrators Complex in 8 Mile Rock and the Holmes Rock Junior High School are just two buildings that may be named after Wilchcombe. Grand Bahama Minister Ginger Moxie telling us this about making sure his legacy lives on.
He ensured that that's where it's at today and that we'll soon be opening that. And I'm one of the ones who believe that that should be named in his honor, but we'll see what happens there. You also have the Holmes Rock Junior High School and, you know, so many other things that he's championed.
Minister Moxie talking more about the many projects that Wilchcombe championed for Grand Bahamians, especially those in his constituency.
We'll be continuing to carry on many of the projects that he wanted done. He really loved his people. You can tell how his people loved him. And so we're going to ensure that we do everything to ensure that his people gets what he believes they deserved.
All right, and as we are now hours away from the funeral for Wilchcombe on Grand Bahama, we're seeing deteriorating weather conditions across the islands. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center with more on this. And Greg, we heard from our Sasha Lightborn earlier that there's some really bad weather moving in over there.
Yeah, there's some showers and some isolated thunderstorms ahead of a frontal boundary and a prefrontal trough that's hanging out across the northern Bahama. So tomorrow you could see some showers. Showers are blessings, but showers still nonetheless. But we will tell you a little bit more about that in our satellite view. 88 degrees outside our studios right now in the cloudy skies. Your winds out of the northwest at 8 miles per hour, and your feels like temperature, factoring that relative humidity, it feels very warm over there, 95 degrees. Temperatures around the islands tonight, it's 83 in Grand Bahama, Freeport. You guys are seeing some showers and some thunderstorms nearby. 84 in Marsh Harbor. 86, Alistown, Bimini, showers there also. 85 in Great Harbor Key, Nicholstown, Andros, 86. Governors Harbor, you guys are 85. Central Bahamas, 86 is in Kemps Bay, Georgetown, Arthurstown, Cat Island, and in Deadman's Key. Cookman Downs and Salvador, 82. And into the southeast Bahamas, more mid-80s, 86s in Duncandown, Ragged Island, Delectable Bay, and in Providenciales. 85s, Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, Abrahams Bay, and Matthew Town in our deep spot, deep south. You guys are 86 at this hour. Satellite radar composite, that trough we were talking about earlier, still stationary across the northern Bahamas. The front is actually to the north of that across central Florida. But this trough will hang out through tomorrow, so we're looking for some showers and some isolated thunderstorms across the Grand Bahama, Abaco, as well as the Bimini area. And once again, like I said, there could be showers of blessings considering we're seeing the passing of Obie Wilchcombe. The remainder of the Bahamas, pretty nice. High pressure will dominate that area. A couple isolated showers expected through tomorrow. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come in our news, a man is convicted of raping a woman while she was on her morning walk. And work in progress is back tonight. Family Island needs getting a little more attention as the sign department in the Ministry of Works is doing an assessment. Plus, our spotlight on the upcoming Bahamar Festival continues when Our News returns.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
A Supreme Court jury deliberated for 2 hours before convicting 26-year-old Christopher Forbes of the rape and armed robbery of a woman while she was on her morning walk. Forbes will appear before Justice Janine Weish-Gomez for the penalty phase of his trial on December 6th. The victim was walking on Marshall Road on May 6th last year when she was confronted by Forbes, who was armed with a cutlass. He dragged her into the bushes where he raped her twice, then took 2 cell phones from her. Forbes confessed to raping and robbing the married mother of 5 in his videotaped police interview, but claimed the sex was consensual at his trial. Forbes, who fired his lawyer and represented himself, didn't call any witnesses at his trial or take the witness stand. He committed the offenses just months after being freed from prison after serving time for similar crimes. An early morning shooting on Tyler Street, just off Boyd Road, claiming the life of a 44-year-old man. It was an emotional scene. Residents cried out as Police Press Liaison Officer Chief Superintendent Kristen Skippings, who says ShotSpotter technology alerted officers to gunshots around 6 a.m.
When police responded, we discovered a male on the outside of a brown cube with multiple gunshot injuries to the body. The victim, who's known to police, was on bail and being electronically monitored for a 2015 matter which commenced last week in the Supreme Court.
Now, for many years, family islanders have been expressing feeling of a sense of neglect when it comes to capital and infrastructure development. In tonight's Work in Progress segment, the superintendent of the sign department in the Ministry of Work tells us that family islands won't be left behind this time around. Berthany McDermott reports.
The sign department in the Ministry of Works isn't only addressing roadside signs in New Providence, but also in the family islands. Sign Department Superintendent David Moxley tells us they're making moves to address staffing concerns.
The island administrators will contact our director or deputy director, and they will let us know. We will go ahead, facilitate sending all of those signs to them. And now we are sending members of the sign department to the family islands to make sure that these signs are installed correctly.
Moxley recently told us they've run into challenges like vandalism and drivers running over the signs. He explains they face a different type of challenge in the family islands.
The need. Sometimes the island administrators may not be clear on exactly what they need, but if they just make their inquiry on it, then we'd be able to guide them through it. And then getting the signs to them, it's very easy getting it to them as long as the request is made.
The Ministry of Works has a hotline that caters to recommendations. However, for the family islands, the process is a bit different.
But the hotline number, when you call that number, if there's a sign down, if there's an accident, and there's, you see somebody vandalizing the sign, if you call the hotline number, we can go ahead and address that problem.
Reporting for Work in Progress for Our News, I'm Berthany McDermott.
When Our News comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as civilians flee Gaza from Israeli retaliation. Plus, Air Canada sued for over $20 million in a gold and cash heist earlier this year. And Kenya's peace mission in Haiti still needs parliamentary approval as gang violence continues. The details when Our News returns.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
Doctors Hospital is reimagined primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. Your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new, modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnosis and true personalized treatment begin. With locations across New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Exuma, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshos.com.
Favorite Bahamian artist of all time? I'll give you some time to think with it.
The greatest Bahamian song was recorded by the beginning of the end, Funky Nassau.
We're in a day and age where things can be different and still be authentically Bahamian because it's the Bahamian people bringing it to you.
Junkin was like the heart and soul of the Bahamian culture.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
This is Our News. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. Civilians are fleeing northern Gaza by car, on the back of trucks, and on foot after an Israeli warning that civilians should move south. About 1.1 million people living in northern areas have been told to leave ahead of an expected ground offensive by Israeli forces. The United Nations described the order as horrendous, while the U.S. urged Israel to take every precaution to avoid killing civilians. Hamas fighters kidnapped at least 150 people and took them into Gaza during brutal attacks on Israel at the weekend. It killed 1,300 people. More than 1,500 people have been killed in Gaza since Israel launched retaliatory airstrikes, which continue. A U.S.-based security company has sued Air Canada over gold bars and cash worth millions that were stolen from Toronto's airport in April. Brinks International alleges the airline was reckless and had failed to prevent the theft. The goods, worth more than 20 million Canadian dollars, that's nearly 15 million US dollars, had recently arrived on an Air Canada flight from Zurich to Toronto before they were stolen. The heist is one of the largest in Canada's history. Among the items stolen were gold bars that weighed over 400 kilograms and $2 million in cash. The April 14th theft garnered international headlines and remains unsolved by police. A single ticket sold in California has won $1.7 billion on the Powerball, the second largest lottery jackpot in history. The identity of the ticket holder has not been disclosed. The winner has the choice of having the money paid out over 30 years or receiving an estimated $774.1 million lump sum payment. The biggest ever win was just over $2 billion in November last year. That ticket was also bought in California. And now to the region, as Kenya's cabinet on Friday approved the deployment of 1,000 people to lead a multinational peacekeeping mission to Haiti to combat gang violence. The country's parliament must now sign off on the resolution. According to the most recent UN statistics, up to August, more than 2,400 people in Haiti were reported killed, more than 950 kidnapped, and another 902 injured. Kenya's High Court on Monday barred the deployment approved by the UN Security Council earlier this month for 2 weeks until a challenge to the deployment filed by a local politician is heard later this month. This as Haiti declined Thursday to join neighboring Dominican Republic in reopening a key commercial border crossing, leaving some trade at a standstill and prolonging a diplomatic crisis over the construction of a canal on Haitian soil. Dominican President Luis Abinader had closed all borders, including the crossing of the northern Dominican city of Dajabon, for nearly a month to protest the construction of the canal, which he says violates a treaty and will take water that is needed by Dominican farmers. Haiti says it has the right to build the canal and that it's urgently needed because of a drought. Still to come in our news today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was October 13th. Then in our news at 7:30, a final send-off. The country watches as family and friends prepare to bury cabinet minister and member of parliament, the late Obie Wilchcombe. Plus, Flamingo Air taking full responsibility for human error in recent incidents. The story when our news returns.
Doctors Hospitals reimagine primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. Your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new, modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnosis and true personalized treatment begin. With locations across New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Exuma, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshos.com.
Favorite Bahamian artist of all time? I'll give you some time to think with it.
The greatest Bahamian song was recorded by the beginning of the end, Funky Nassau.
We're in a day and age where things can be different and still be authentically Bahamian because it's the Bahamian people bringing it to you.
Junkin was like the heart and soul of the Bahamian culture.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies.
Welcome back to Our News. It's time now to turn our spotlight on events that shaped the day that was October 13th. Take a look. On this day in Bahamian history in 1936, Charles Cecil Sweeting died in Nassau. He was 52. Sweeting was a dentist, educator, member of parliament, and civil servant. C.C. Sweeting Senior High School on New Providence is named in his honor. Then fast forward to 2018, when a Defense Force patrol in southern Bahamas near Key Lobos led to the capture of 124 Dominican fishermen who were illegally fishing in Bahamian waters. While trying to apprehend the fishermen, RBDF Marines were fired upon as the Dominicans attempted to escape into Cuban waters. The officers returned fire as they pursued and captured the suspects. A court later ordered the group to pay a fine of $6 million and 6 months in prison. Then in 2020, from incompatible devices to passwords that didn't work, the first day of online lessons hit a huge snag for public school students. This as the Ministry of Education's online platform crashed just as students and teachers were signing on. The ministry said at the time, most teachers and administrators were able to implement alternative modes of online instruction.
Tablets that were given, loaned to students and to teachers are incompatible with Zoom, and we are still uncertain as to the content of the curriculum, as to what has actually been placed on the platform.
And finally, in 2022, DRA Chairman Alex Stower revealed up to $1 million worth of assets were missing.
We are putting measures in place to go after more supplies that we feel are missing, that some were part of that and some may be part of other things. But we are putting measures in place to go after everything that the DRA has that is out there that's not in our possession.
All right, to watch that historical recap again, head over to ournews.bs. In just a matter of weeks, top artists and galleries from across the region and, of course, here at home will come together for Bahamas Culinary and Arts Festival. In addition to amazing culinary experiences, the event is seeking to take art to the next level. Sounds exciting. Our Megan Shepherd, she has more on this. She chats with one-on-one with a featured artist.
Whether he's working with prints, drawing, or creating sculptures. For artist Matthew David Ramming, it's all about creating pieces that capture his feelings toward life, people, and environments. Ramming has been an interdisciplinary artist for the better part of 10 years and shares how he uses real-life interactions and turns them into works of art.
I do a lot of work, I guess, dealing with how I feel about things. Because for an artist, or the kind of artist that I am, that's the point of reference that I have for understanding and measuring the environment.
As for the sculpture piece you see between us, it's titled, "And Sun Burns All Around My Eyes." Ramming breaks down how the piece came to life.
My most recent solo exhibition of work that was at the Diagler Art Foundation called I Know a River, and it was a large body of sculptures and some print works that were dealing with a kind of intuitive approach to understanding my own personal history as well as the kind of lived history of the Bahamas, and making metaphor about stone and vessel and shape to kind of make commentary of how I understand our current living situation to be.
This October 27th through the 29th, the Bahamas Culinary and Arts Festival presented by Bahamar returns, and with a special edition. Fuse will bring together artists from across the region, and Ramming says he's looking forward to the gathering of the community.
I'm looking forward to interacting with other artists, collectors, regional ones as well as local ones, and whoever is there. Yeah, I'm excited to be in a space that's about art and about that kind of life and diffusing and learning.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Megan Shepherd.
All right, thanks a lot for that, Mega. Now to watch that story again and for all of today's top stories, you can visit ournews.bs. It's going to do it for us in news at 7. Joining us now is Natalia Hall with the latest headlines. And Natalia, from one festival to another.
Yes, are you going to take
art tomorrow?
Yeah, are you going to go or?
So, like the last time we were supposed to go to Food Fest together, if you go, then
okay, we'll make it a date.
Join you.
I'll let you know. All right, well, Grand Bahama preparing for a funeral service for the former Social Services, Information and Broadcasting Minister Obie Wilchcombe. And we also remember a veteran journalist. Here are your latest headlines.
A celebration of life first tonight on Our News Live at 7:30. Grand Bahama preparing for the homegoing service for the late Obie Wilchcombe. Our Satchel Lightborn is live tonight. Also, road closures are expected in Grand Bahama tomorrow. The Assistant Commissioner of Police tells you what to expect. Plus, we remember the life of former broadcaster Natalie Martinborough, who will be laid to rest tomorrow. And later, pleased with the progress. This as the Rastafarian community participated in a forum focusing on cannabis.
We personally give thanks for what the government doing now to make the move towards legalization for the cannabis, for the industry when it comes to medical.
Our News Live at 7:30 is back in a moment.
Doctors Hospital is reimagined primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. Your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new, modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnosis and true personalized treatment begin. With locations across New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Exuma, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshos.com.
Favorite Bahamian artist of all time? I'll give you some time to think with it.
The greatest Bahamian song was recorded by the beginning of the end, Funky Nassau.
We're in a day and age where things can be different and still be authentically Bahamian because it's the Bahamian people bringing it to you.
Junkin was like the heart and soul of the Bahamian culture.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
An overwhelming moment of sadness unfolding in the hearts of Grand Bahamians as they prepare to bid their final farewell to the esteemed late Minister Obie Wilchcombe, who served with unwavering dedication in the domains of tourism, social services, broadcasting, and information. These images captured in Grand Bahama today serves as the backdrop for an emotionally stirring tribute to a man who was dedicated to public service. Minister Wilchcombe, celebrated for his charisma and his commitment to the people of the Bahamas, recently departed, leaving an irreplaceable void in the nation's political landscape. Now, tomorrow, the residents of Grand Bahama will unite to commemorate the life and extraordinary accomplishments of this outstanding leader. Welcome to Our News. I'm Natalia Hall. Thank you so much for joining us. Final funeral preparations are underway for Obie Wilchcombe in Grand Bahama. This follows a state funeral held for the West Grand Bahama and Bimini Member of Parliament in New Providence yesterday. Now our Sasha Lightborn is on the ground in Grand Bahama. Sasha, what can you tell us?
Schools Auditorium, where a memorial service is underway for Obie Wilchcombe. It's been about an hour and a half or so where the program has been going on. Kurt Hollingsworth, our Consul General in Miami, is now up. But earlier today, we were able to visit Pro Cathedral of Christ the King and spoke with Canon Norman Lightbourne about preparations for that service tomorrow. The seating capacity at Pro Cathedral of Christ the King is normally 550 people. That will be extended tomorrow for Obie Wilchcombe's funeral service. It's a church where Wilchcombe spent most of his time while in Grand Bahama.
We're hoping to bring in additional chairs in our church, but there is an overflow in the parish hall. These days of technology, we're going to make sure that people in the hall can see everything that's going on. The only difference would be a different locale.
Now, Canon Lightbourne says that hall will set up to an additional 500 people. As for whether the service will mirror that of the state service held on Thursday, the Canon said,
the service on Thursday at the cathedral was a Eucharistic service, a Mass, and the one that is planned for Saturday is going to be similar, a Mass. The only difference would be, of course, the trappings.
And by trappings, Canon Lightbourne meant that there will not be as many dignitaries at Saturday's service.
We're going to just have greater emphasis on family and constituents. That's going to be our focus. So the order of the service will be primarily the same.
He also emphasized the importance of hosting the final service in Grand Bahama.
This is where Obie is from, and he served the constituency of West End in Grand Bahama and Bimini. And so it is very appropriate that the final rites, the final service is here in Grand Bahama.
Now, Italia, we did ask Canon Lightbourne about the length of the service. He told us that may take us about 2 hours. Now, once that service is done, Assistant Commissioner of Police B.K. Barnaby Jr. told us the police will lead the procession into West End, Grand Bahama, where it is expected that Wilchcombe's body will be buried in grand style where he was from. Back to you, Italia.
Thanks for that, Sasha. That's our Sasha Lightbourne reporting live in Grand Bahama tonight. While there will be heavy police presence as well as road closures in Grand Bahama for Obie Wilchcombe's funeral service, officer in charge of the Northern Bahamas, Assistant Commissioner of Police B.K. Barnaby Jr. says the police have already mapped out a plan not only for the church, but also for the procession and burial site.
Tomorrow morning at the church, we have some of the roads there already blocked off, just to ensure that we have a smooth understanding of what's going on. Once we have left church, there'll be a procession, there'll be a convoy that will head into West End. We have about 11 motorcycles, about 10 police vehicles will be in this convoy, just to ensure that we reach there quickly and safely.
Veteran journalist Natalie Martinborough will be laid to rest in Grand Bahama tomorrow. The news of her death came as a shock as she was the voice many heard across the airwaves for decades. Tonight, we take a look at her life and contributions to journalism. Natalie Martinborough was born on the 22nd of May, 1968 in Roses, Long Island. From the tender age of 10, she told her mother that she wanted to become a journalist. Possessing such a deep love for reading and writing, on Saturdays during ZNS radio program, Family Islands, You Ask For It, Martinborough would write down the words of the songs for her siblings for them to learn. She graduated from the NGM Major High School in 1986. Wasting no time to pursue her journalism career, that September she moved to New Providence to attend the College of the Bahamas. She completed her degree and moved to Grand Bahama. Martinborough started her career at ZNS Northern Service in the Community Announcements Department in 1989. It is said that the late Obie Wilchcombe was instrumental in moving her into the newsroom as a reporter.
In 1996, she took part in a 3-week program with CNN. Martinborough was so impressive that the multinational news agency was willing to hire her, but she declined as she wanted to return home to contribute to her country. Martinborough covered many big stories over the last 3 decades, from government, international leaders, and Queen Elizabeth II's visit to the Bahamas. But it was a major explosion at Statoil where she conquered her fears and climbed a tank, doing whatever it took to get the story. She moved up through the ranks and became a producer, deputy director of news, and her final post, assistant general manager of news and radio at ZNS Northern Service. Although sometimes quiet in her approach, she was a mother, role model, and mentor to many. Her death still shocking for some. Martinborough's funeral will be held on Saturday, October 14th at 11 a.m. in Freeport at the Unity of Christ Church.
And of course, we will have coverage of her funeral during our news weekend. Stay tuned. A man named as a person of interest in a murder case has been charged. Prosecutors say 31-year-old Travis Moss is responsible for the fatal stabbing of Solomon Williams on October 7th. According to police, the 52-year-old man was found dead in front of a woman's home on Rosebud Street. Williams did not have to plead to the murder charge when he stood before Magistrate Algernon Allen Jr. Bail was denied and he's due back in court on January 23rd. Flamingo Air are taking full responsibility for that incident that went viral last week. A video showing their aircraft door ladder hanging open midair. The airline apologizing for the incident that caused concern for customers and resulted in the temporary disruption of services after their fleet was grounded late last week by the Civil Aviation Authority. Management says they are committed to ensuring that passengers are safe and that safety protocols are followed. The company resumed services on October 11th, and officials say they will continue to take steps in order to prevent any further reoccurrence of similar incidents. Lots of rain to end the work week as we saw heavy downpours in the capital today. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center live with a first look at weather. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Natalia. Yeah, we saw some showers here in the capital. Most of the activity confined to the extreme northern islands, and they will continue to see a couple of showers as there's a boundary hanging out near that area. Cloudy conditions outside our studios right now. Temperature at 86. Your winds out of the northwest at 7 miles per hour, and it feels like 95 degrees on the outside. Satellite radar composite showing that boundary hanging across the northwest Bahamas. Showers and thunderstorms occurring across that area throughout most of the day. We will continue to see that trend tonight as that boundary is not going to be moving very far to the south. There is a front behind that. That front will eventually move towards the south by early next week. So we're looking for some nice changes. But in the meantime, we will see some cloudy conditions across the northern islands through tomorrow. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your weekend forecast and the tropics still to come.
Still to come on our news, the Grand Bahama Shipyard preparing for an expansion. We'll tell you all about the multi-million-dollar project coming up. Plus, testing protocols for the granting of citizenship may soon be finalized by government. And later, the Bahamas National Trust Wine and Art Festival is back. Organizers say attendees are in for a treat. That's all coming up when our news returns.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
The Grand Bahama Shipyard Limited has the green light for a $600 million transformation project. The project includes construction, delivery to Freeport, and commissioning of 2 world-class floating docks that will allow the shipyard to service the entire range of cruise ships in operation and under construction. The 2 new floating dry docks are currently under construction in China with expected delivery in 2025 and 2026. Once completed, officials say they will be among the largest floating docks in the Western Hemisphere. The expansion project is estimated to bring billions of dollars to the economy of Grand Bahama over the next 2 decades. While the conversation continues on the implementation of cannabis, the cannabis industry as regional leaders gather to exchange ideas. While the focus of a cannabis forum last night was the Rastafarian community, our Joshua Williams reports.
A fundamental struggle for the Rastafarian community here in the Bahamas gaining more momentum. A cannabis forum held by regional leaders during Caribbean Agriculture Week, bringing together professionals to discuss the way forward for the cannabis industry. In attendance was the leader of the local Rastafarian community, Rithman McKinney, who says consulting with regional leaders is a step in the right direction.
I commend the new Minister of Agriculture for the inviting persons from through the Caribbean, like from Jamaica, and the Minister from St. Vincent and Grenadines. We give thanks for that. It proved us that the process is continuing, and that's what we want. So we glorify that this effort is being continued.
Back in August, the government releasing a compendium of 11 cannabis-related bills for consultation, but the Rastafarian community had some concerns. McKinney says they are now being addressed.
Right now, we're still in consultation because some things we had a brief meeting with the Minister of Health, Mr. Davel, and also the Attorney General, and we're still trying to sort out how best we can regulate it. So nothing in stone is yet. So to say we have some concerns, and they say they are concerns to be addressed.
High Priest McKinney says while he's grateful for the progress that has been made, it's not just about taking the sacrament.
We want every part of the industry, not just the sacrament. Of course, that's our fundamental constitutional rights, but within the industry, because we know how, and one of my brethren said much earlier, that we are the ones who know of this industry. We have persons who know how to grow, who know how to process, so we could definitely be a part of the education going forward within this industry.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, thanks for that, Josh. Well, government is hoping to finalize DNA testing protocols by the end of the year for the automatic granting of citizenship. A landmark ruling by the Privy Council said children born in the Bahamas out of wedlock to foreign women and Bahamian men are now Bahamian citizens at birth. In the months following the announcement, government came under fire for what some perceived to be slow movement on the matter, while many remained in limbo. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Michael Darville telling reporters this morning the process is ongoing. However, he says there are a few things that need to be worked out.
There's 3 things that we are trying to finalize. Chain of custody, which is very important, certified labs, and lab collections to ensure that the integrity of the process is transparent, it's accountable, and it makes sense. And so next week we will be having some additional meetings. We're making progress, and we want to finalize DNA testing as a form of proof of citizenship.
When our news comes back from the break, are you looking for an event filled with art and culture? Well, the BNT's Wine and Art Festival is back this weekend.
A star college athlete heads into his final year, and we get you caught up on a couple of big sporting events this weekend. Don't go anywhere, our sports is coming up next.
More rain across the islands on this Friday as we move into the weekend. Greg is back with your extended weather forecast when our news continues. Stay with us.
Doctors Hospital's reimagined primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. Your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new, modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnosis and true personalized treatment begin. With locations across New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Exuma, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshos.com.
Favorite Bahamian artist of all time? I'll give you some time to think with it. The greatest Bahamian song was recorded by the beginning of the end, Funky Nassau.
We're in a day and age where things can be different and still be authentically Bahamian because it's the Bahamian people bringing it to you.
Junkin was like the heart and soul of the Bahamian culture.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips.
This is our news. Welcome back. We catch up with a star college baseball player, and this weekend is a big one for Bahamian sports. Here's Tej Adderley with a check on sports. Tej.
Thanks, Ty. Good evening. Happy Friday. I'm Tej Adderley here to finish off the week strong with some sports. We introduced you to college baseball player Dalen Adderley earlier this year. The college baseball All-American is at a new school, and he's ready to make his final college season count.
Yeah, this is my first time in LA. Yeah, and loving every minute of it, to be honest. It's good weather, good people, good food.
That's Loyola Marymount University baseball player Dalen Adderley. When we introduced you to him earlier this year, he was in the midst of an outstanding season for Texas Southern University. Coming off a season where he went undrafted, even though he was an All-American, an assistant coach from one of his opponents tapped him to head west after accepting the head coaching job at LMU.
I got a call from LMU. It's from the Mizzou. Mizzou's baseball coach, he's assistant baseball coach, Justin Dedman. I got a call from him, and we played Mizzou when I played at Texas.
Although he's been all about his business on the field and in the classroom, Dalen has also been trying to take in some of the Los Angeles sights.
Went to Santa Monica Pier, just visiting the touristy sites.
Yeah.
I went. I guess the biggest thing I've done is hike Runyon Canyon, which is like a really popular hiking spot in LA.
Now to the weekend, we have a couple of big-time sporting events coming up. Kicking things off, the Bahamas men's national soccer team will play against Antigua and Barbuda tomorrow at 6 p.m. at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. The Junkanoo boys lost their last match 6-1 to Puerto Rico, and they're hungry to get in the win column in CONCACAF Nations play. Meanwhile, Jonquel Jones will play in Game 3 of the WNBA Finals on Sunday. The former MVP and her New York Liberty are down 0-2 in their best-of-5 series, so they'll be fighting every bit of the way to prolong their season. Of course, we'll have all the highlights and scores from both of those events on social media pages. Quick note from last night's report. Last night we referred to Hennessy's distributor in the country's Caribbean bottling. It's actually Commonwealth Brewery. I'd like to issue an apology for that error. That's all for sports this week. I'm Tej Adley.
Still ahead on our news tonight, the Wine and Arts Festival making its return this weekend. Organizers say attendees are in for a treat, and heavy downpours in the capital this evening causing lots of traffic. Hopefully we get some better weather this weekend. Greg is back with their weekend weather planner when our news continues. Stay with us.
Favorite Bahamian artist of all time.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
Doctors Hospital has reimagined primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical
This is our news. Welcome back. Lots of rain in the capital today. Greg is back in the Weather Center with their extended forecast. Greg?
Yeah, thanks again, Natalia. Welcome back, everybody. We are going to see a couple more showers across the northwest Bahamas, courtesy of a frontal boundary that's hanging across the northern islands, but we'll talk about that quickly. We'll take a look at the tropics. We still have two systems out there that we We'll continue to monitor broad area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms. The National Hurricane Center bumped this one up to 80% now, so this system will be continue to move towards the west. We will watch this one closely. It's actually going to stay in that westerly direction over the course of the next couple of days. And then we have Sean, which is still a tropical storm, 40-mile-per-hour winds moving towards the west-northwest, but eventually will turn more towards the northwest over the next couple of days. Should be short-lived system, but by next week, we expect this system to become a remnant low. And then closer to home, we have that boundary across the northern islands, generating some showers and thunderstorms, not going to be moving very far very soon. There's a front to the north of that. That front will remain stationary, but we will continue to watch a frontal system that's going to be taking shape across the central portions of the United States. That is the one that's going to be ushering a nice change in the atmosphere for us for early next week. And we're looking for some temperatures to be dipping into the 80s. Taking a look at your boating forecast for the Northwest Bahamas tonight to tomorrow, your winds will be westerly at 10 to 15 knot, seas running 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Your first tide was a high at 7:51. Your low tide is expected at 2:03 in the morning. For the central and southeast Bahamas, variable winds 5 to 10 knots, but occasionally out of the southwest, seas running 1 to 3 feet over open waters. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In your extended forecast, we'll keep the showers in the forecast through Sunday, but that frontal boundary will be moving through a Monday time frame. Temperatures will be approaching the 90-degree mark, but once that front goes through, temperatures taking a dip into the low to mid 80s, and those overnight low temperatures will be in the low 70s. Very nice change for the upcoming week. That's a look at our weekend forecast. Back to you, Talia.
All right, thanks so much, Greg. Well, it's a celebration of wine, art, culture, community, and so much more. The Bahamas National Trust Wine and Art Festival kicks off this evening for members. But the good news is that the festival runs through the entire weekend, and it's open to the general public. Senior Communications Officer Elijah Sands says attendees are in for a treat.
This year, our partner Commonwealth Brewery will be featuring over 65 global wines and also champagnes and beers and stouts from around the world. We'll have over 45 local artists and vendors, artists and artisans, showcasing paintings, photographs, original artwork. We'll have vendors selling local products. We're going to have 10 food vendors this year, from anything from Bahamian food to grilled food to all type of different culinary experiences. And we'll also have some culinary demonstrations from some celebrity chefs from the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism. A little bit different this year is that we'll have an exclusive Moet and Chandon Champagne Lounge, and an after party, a Heineken Beer Garden after party.
All right, the festival returns Saturday and Sunday from 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. Tickets can be purchased at the gate, and for your convenience, cash, cards, or sand dollar will be accepted throughout the festival. Sand says proceeds not only help the environment, but also the orange economy.
All the proceeds from the event go directly into the BNT's mission, which is managing national parks, which is 33 national parks spread across the Bahamas. But it's also an important platform for local artists and local vendors, entrepreneurs, and local businesses to reach new audiences, and generate income. So when you come to the Wine and Art Festival, you're supporting the environment, but you're also supporting the creative orange economy in these local artists, entrepreneurs, and vendors.
All right, and with that, we thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Natalia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening.